Okay guys, so I'm working on, this is a Milwaukee Tools heavy duty job site radio, work site radio, whatever they call it. Milwaukee Job Site Radio, model number 49240200. It's made by Rockford Fosgate, and this one just stopped working. And I went through, I found on Milwaukee Tools website, there was some troubleshooting procedures. It tells you how to get it open. I'm trying to do this one-handed here. And you got here, power cord that comes in, goes into the transformer here. Red and black wire come over to the main circuit board, which is normally flipped this direction here. And so their testing procedure is to see if you have DC voltage here. I do. If you've got DC voltage here, they say to replace that LCD circuit board. If that doesn't fix it, then replace this board. If that doesn't fix it, then replace the switch. Well, the switch is like $4. That'd be what I'd replace first. But I've tested this one just with a voltmeter on continuity check, and I find the switch wiring here. This is the wire from the switch. So basically, it's a potentiometer type turn knob. These two wires here, the two big black wires, basically when the switch is off, those have no continuity. Turn the switch on, they have continuity. So that basically tells me that the switch is at least letting power through it, completing the circuit. And so I just flipped this, I unscrewed this board here and flipped it over. And I have actually pinpointed what the issue is, and it's this board. Let's see if I can get this set back up how I had it. So this little capacitor here was originally glued down right here. So I know power and ground come in right here, and this is 22 volts is about what's coming out of the transformer, 22 volts DC. Inside this transformer, there is a full wave rectifier, just 4 diodes. The transformer steps it down from 120 volts AC to roughly 23, 24 volts, and gives you about 22 volts DC here. Now I just kind of started testing voltages at different places. I've got 22 volts here. You can kind of see a rectangle here. There's these 2 pins here, 2 pins there, 2 pins there, and 2 pins there. Those are all part of a relay. Now for a relay to work, you've got to have a coil that's on 2 different circuits, so positive and negative. These are on the same copper trace, so those aren't it. These are on the same, those aren't it. Those are on the same, that's not it. But this one, you can see the split between this one and this one. So I verified when I plug it in, this coil is getting energized. That gives me 22 volts across here. And I kind of traced it through to this circuit here. I kind of backwards traced it because these pins here are where these volume switch, volume knob plug into, and these bottom 2 here are connect to those 2 black wires from the switch that I checked continuity on. Well, I knew that this from here went up this direction, but this capacitor was glued down in here, so I couldn't tell exactly which trace it went to. Well, I unstuck that and pulled it up, and I figured out it was supposed to go to this trace here. So I checked continuity from here to here, and I had no continuity. And so I just started trying to figure out where the issue was. So I scraped a little bit of the solder mask off right down here, and I had continuity from here to here, but I did not have continuity from here to here. And I can tell all up through here, it looks pretty good. It's a nice wide trace. But when I get through here, it gets real skinny. And I've got a macro lens, so we're going to get blurry here, but I'll show you what I found. So I don't know if you see it right there below that 470 resistor. There's a split in the copper trace. So I plan on just laying some solder over this trace to kind of bridge that gap. But I don't know if this is manufactured to, because you can see the width of this copper trace. See if I can get my pointer in here. Whoa. You can see the width of this copper trace here. It's pretty wide. But down there where it breaks, sorry guys, down where it breaks, it gets a whole lot thinner, a whole lot narrower. And then as I go up here, it's still pretty narrow. And then it gets real wide there. So I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't really know. But that almost seems like a design point of failure. Like, why not just make that copper trace a little wider there? And the complaint was this radio just stopped working one day. Just no rhyme or reason. So I'm going to bridge that with some solder and hook it back up and see what happens. All right, so I'll show you here in a minute, but I was not able to bridge that gap with some solder, so I just took a little piece of wire, connected it to the switch pin, basically bypassed that whole broken copper trace with just a little tiny wire. So check this out. Sweet. Here we go, guys. You can see I just bridged from there to here with the wire. The broken trace is just right underneath the little capacitor there. Clean those up, button the radio back up, clean it up a little bit before I give it back to the owner, and I think we'll be good. He'll be happy. That's it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I always like fixing things like these, especially just finding these weird, obscure issues. This replacement board, I believe, is still available, but it's about 46 bucks. And if you can pinpoint the issue without throwing parts at it, because their diagnostic troubleshooting guide, like replace this board if that doesn't work, replace this other board. And yeah, I don't like throwing money at stuff. So again, thanks for watching. If you like what I do, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit the little bell so you get notified of my upcoming videos. Till next time, guys, thanks.